78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash the like button and hit the subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you're notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So Shakur Stevenson is back on his Shakur Twitter and stuff. He's back all over social media, and this time I ain't mad at him about Ryan Garcia. He cooking Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, of course, did an interview with Najee from Cigar Talk. That interview went kind of viral in the boxing space because a lot of people are upset with Najee for appearing to have given Ryan Garcia a pass for his racism and for cheating. Okay, cheating Devin Haney, and letting Ryan sit on his channel and make a bunch of excuses as to why he lost to Rolly Romero. Not keeping it real, basically. All right. So in that interview, Ryan Garcia claims that he took some shots at Shakur. He said he wasn't impressed by Shakur's standing in the pocket, fighting Zepeda. He said you were fighting a guy with no power and all this type of stuff, and he don't fight like that when he fight guys with power. So Shakur took issue with that, and he said something on social media. Ryan responded by saying, "You're mad because I kept it real. You don't fight." He said you didn't fight a guy with power, and when you did, it wasn't your best performance. Anyone with eyes can see. Don't be a sensitive wussy. It's the fight game. Talking to Shakur. Shakur responded by saying, "I'm not mad at all, Ryan. How can I be? You got embarrassed your last fight against Rollies. I don't know why everybody keep calling Rolly Romero Rollies. I don't get it." He says, "I went against a real Mexican fighter with a real Mexican style of fighting and beat him at his own game. It's levels hit me when you win your first world title." All right. So, because, Ryan ain't never been a champion. He just, whatever. Hype job. So, I agree with Shakur when it comes to that. I think Ryan Garcia has gotten very comfortable talking crazy to everybody, talking about he'll fight this person, that person. Meanwhile, the guy, you just lost to Rolly Romero. You were afraid of Rolly's power. You didn't want to engage with the dude. The dude hit you one time, knocked you down. You didn't do nothing else the entire fight. You made all these excuses talking about you didn't train for the fight, and you was okay. Well, so what's the difference? You said you didn't train for the Devin Haney fight, right? You said you didn't take steroids for Devin, and you didn't train. You were drinking and smoking, and you went in there and did what you did against Devin. So why you couldn't do it against Rolly? See, stop the cap, Ryan. Stop the cap. But anyway, Shakur Stevenson also has some interesting things to say about the boxing media. Now, Shakur came out and said, boxing media is terrible. If y'all have an issue with the fighter not giving you an interview, you gon' go abuse your platform to speak down on his name. This is why bigger name fighters barely want to do interviews with y'all. And somebody up here said, Omega Supreme says, the boxing voice with a question mark, and Shakur replied by saying one of them. Well, I'll say this about the boxing media. First of all, Shakur, a lot of you fighters and you trainers and all you guys, y'all are notorious for using boxing media platforms. You use the media platforms, use these outlets to spread your propaganda and what you want out there, okay? And then you get frustrated when people don't believe what you're saying, or people don't want to follow the script that you want to lay out there, okay? Also, y'all disrespect people. Like many of these platforms will ride with y'all and help y'all out, but y'all disrespect people. You think you have this big me, little you attitude towards a lot of these platforms. Y'all pretty much deride everybody who got a couple 100,000 subs, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all assume that that's a big platform. But the smaller channels who get just as many views as the bigger channels, y'all don't really talk to them, okay? And then y'all be having all these, listen, y'all be acting like some divas, straight up, bro. A whole lot of y'all fighters be acting like divas. I know dudes personally who have been supporting certain fighters for years and can't even get them fighters to even respond to a inbox message or nothing. And they're watching the videos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fighters, y'all watch the video. Y'all know who support y'all, who don't. But y'all don't want to reach out, come on these guys' platforms and stuff like that, and none of that. But then as soon as one of these other people like Ariel Harani, shout out to him, or Ellie Setback, one of them guys, they come out here and ask you for an interview, y'all all smiles and cheesing in the camera. That's what y'all do. But then one of these brothers want to talk to you, you're looking for any reason to assume that somebody trying to out to get you or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of nonsense, man. But at the end of the day, you know, yeah, some of the boxing media is full of it, of course. But when you listen to the boxing media on YouTube, you're listening to the voice of the fans. The fans are talking, right? So this is not a platform designed to kiss your behind. Some people are going to be for what you're saying. Some people are going to be against what you're saying. You have to be built for this. You have to be able to take the criticism because you're hearing the most authentic version of boxing fans that you can hear is listening to the boxing fans that's on YouTube. YouTube has always been, well, for at least the last 10 years, YouTube has been the heartbeat of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, boxing websites, that's websites are trash. Nobody going on websites no more. Everybody coming to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The boxing websites got YouTube pages. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's been like that. I remember when I first started talking boxing on YouTube, I remember people telling me, "Oh, you're not professional. You're not professional." I remember all the guys who had their websites, they thought they was just the truth. And I was the first person to start interviewing guys on the phone because, and putting them on YouTube. Prior to that, guys would have, you would have somebody come on your radio show, a fighter come on your radio show or something like that, or they might interview a guy on the phone, but then they would write an article about what he said. They would translate it into, convert it into to writing. But what I did was I started talking to the guys on the phone, recording it, and then putting it up in a video format. And then, of course, everybody copied me, and I don't get no credit for it, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I go, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, since way back then, I understood the assignment and what YouTube had to offer, you know what I mean? And back then, like I said, the boxing websites used to talk crazy about me, say I was unprofessional. My interviews sound ghetto. Oh, that doesn't sound like James Kirkland. He doesn't talk to me like that. And maybe he wasn't comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the fact, now everybody's on YouTube. Everybody has a podcast. Everybody has this and that. It's hilarious, really, when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, Shakur, you gotta stop being so sensitive, bro. At the end of the day, people can criticize you and still like you as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to accept that. That some people gonna criticize you on certain moves you make, and then they're gonna praise you on other moves you make. That's just that's what fans do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan. I criticize Giannis, but Giannis is my favorite player. You know what I mean? Like that's life, bro. Ain't nobody here to bow down and kiss your behind 24/7. It's not gonna happen, bro. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the matter. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash that like button, share the video. Make sure you go check me out on Patreon, man. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. That's Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Come on over and get some of that good game. I'm out of here. Deuces.